I get it. Setting your rates, it's kind of hard. It's difficult. How do you know what to charge? How do you know what someone's willing to pay? How do you make sure you're not selling yourself short, but that you're actually able to get the jobs? It's tough. Everybody just kind of wants a formula for figuring out what do I charge? How do I do it? Well, we've got a formula. There's a link to a blog post below, but in order for that formula to work, then you have to get something else right. And the problem is most people aren't going to tell you the things that you need to do in order to get it right. And so that's what I'm going to do today. Honestly, you might not want to hear some of these things, but I think it's going to be helpful for you if you want to have a long-lasting and prosperous freelance writing career. So if you are open to it, if you're open to hearing what I have to say about setting your freelance writing rates, then keep watching. That's what we're talking about. I think it's going to be really beneficial, even if it might make you go, oh, yeah, he's right. Ooh. Okay, when you're learning about freelance writing, you're listening to coaches and other freelance writers, and you're trying to figure everything out. What's the most common thing, the most common phrase you hear when it comes to setting your rates? You probably know what it is. Charge what you're worth. It's like the mantra for coaches these days. It doesn't matter if you're already good, doesn't matter if you've done it before, but charge what you're worth. Charge more than you think you're supposed to charge because, God damn it, you're worth it. But here's the thing. When it comes to freelance writing, there are lots of different types of writing. There's low-level SEO writing, there's very high-level copywriting. When it comes to freelance writing, there's different skill levels. There's people that have never written anything, and there's people that have a journalism degree, and there's people that have marketing degrees and sales degrees in persuasive copywriting, and everywhere in between. So there is no one-size-fits-all. What do you charge for a 1,000-word blog post? Because what I charge for a 1,000-word blog post might be different than what you charge. So here's the thing. When it comes to that advice, charge what you're worth, you need to be honest with yourself. Are you actually worth $1,000 for a 1,000-word blog post in the particular industry that you're writing in? Maybe, but maybe not. Let's look at a couple quick examples. Let's say you're a well-educated executive for a small business, but you're sick of doing that. You want to go out, you want to start freelance writing on your own. You hear that copywriting is the best way to do it. It's the highest level. It's the way you can make the most money, but you've never done any sales before. You don't know how to be persuasive. Your job as an executive, it was all operations. So you might be a really good technical writer. The question is, are you a good persuasive writer? Can you sell? And the chances are, if you have no background in that, it may take a little bit of work to get you up to that point. So even though you've probably been successful in everything you've done, you might say, I want to start charging 10 grand per sales page. But if you've never written a sales page before, then chances are you're not going to have the skills and the confidence to be able to legitimately charge $10,000 for it, and people are going to see through that. Another example might be English as a second language. Maybe you are just starting to write in English and you're not super confident with it yet. There are jobs out there for you, but you can't expect to be paid, $500, $1,000 for a blog post if your English isn't up to par. That being said, there are still a lot of lower level, lower paying jobs that you can do. You can build up your skills, you can build up your confidence, and then you can start ramping up as you get better at it. But when you're just starting out, you can't expect to get top dollar if the skills aren't there. You are a fantastic person. You are wonderful. You're great. I love you. I'm sure everybody else loves you. But when it comes to setting your rates, you need to make sure what you're charging is congruent with the skills that you have and what you're offering. Okay, but don't think this is all negative, because this goes the other direction too. I see this a lot where you get people that are legitimately really good writers that are selling themselves short because they're afraid to ask for too much money. I've seen so many objectively good writers that are charging like $50 for a 1,000-word post because they're afraid of charging too much money. If this is you, you need to ramp up your rates. And like I said, we've got a whole link below where we'll cover the formula for setting up your rates and all of that. You'll figure out how to actually charge what you're worth. But there are so many opportunities out there. And if you don't know how to find those opportunities, I would go check out Freelancer's Friend. locationrebel.com/friend. This is our premium newsletter. We send out 2 emails a week. Each one is littered with high-paying, quality freelance writing jobs that are available right now. So if you're a good writer and you want to get paid well and you have trouble finding those opportunities, this is honestly the best service I know of for getting those opportunities. So definitely go check that out. Like I said, check the link below, and that's gonna get the full breakdown for how to actually figure out how much time a job is going to take, what you should charge for it, if you should do it on a project basis or an hourly basis. The blog post has all of that. This video was gonna be more about like, hey, let's have an honest conversation about some of the specifics you need to address with yourself so that you can figure out what you can honestly charge. And there's one more big question you need to ask yourself. As you've come up with a rate and you're getting ready to send it to the client, this is the question you need to ask. Would you pay yourself this much money for this job? That's it. Be brutally honest with yourself. And what I would do is I would even put out a list of bullet points and say, here is exactly why I am worth this amount of money for this particular job. Because if you can do that, then you're going to go in with confidence and be like, yes, absolutely, I'm worth it. And here are all the reasons why. But if you're faking it till you make it a little bit too much and you can't genuinely say you're worth it, then adjust your rates. You can always raise them down the line as you get better, as you build more confidence, as you improve your skills. But if you charge too much right off the bat, you're gonna be stressed because you're like, I probably shouldn't be making this. I don't know if I'm good enough to do this. The client, when they get the result, they may be like, hey, this isn't good enough. And then you're not gonna get more jobs, you're gonna have to do a whole bunch of revisions, everybody's gonna be stressed out, and you're gonna be right back where you started feeling a little bit defeated. But if you start out charging a little bit less, you charge what you're worth, what you know you're capable of, then you can always raise that down the line as you continue to improve your skills and get better. Now, honestly, this isn't what you hear. Most people are saying, charge more, like there's opportunities out there. Because there are people paying a ton of money for freelance writing work. But make sure that if you are charging that much money, you are confident and you know why you can justify that amount of money. And don't get me wrong, a little bit of fake it till you make it's okay. That's how you push yourself. That's how you get better. There are people and communities out there where you can get answers, you can get feedback, you can get help. Location Rebel Academy is a great place for that. So if you get into a job and you're a little bit stuck and you're like, I'm not really sure how to do this, there are places you can help. But if you're reaching too much, be honest with yourself and say, you know what, this is outside my comfort zone, this is outside my skill level, I'm not ready for this. And then either don't take the job or charge less money for it or go find another job. So there you go. You probably took this one of two ways. Either you said, screw you, Sean, I want to charge more money, don't tell me to take less. Or you're watching this and you're like, I'm not charging enough. I should be charging more. Thank you, Sean. You just made me a whole bunch more money. So either way, whatever camp you're in, I just hope that this video helps you be honest with yourself. Because the more honest you are with yourself, the more honest you can be with clients, the better long-term relationships you're gonna have, and the more success you are going to have as a freelancer. Look, I get it. We all wanna make money, but just be realistic about where your skills are at and what those skills are worth. My name is Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here at Location Rebel, where we teach you how to make money on the internet with your words. Whether you want to be a freelancer, a blogger, an affiliate marketer, you want to do e-commerce, whatever it is, that's what we help you do. So if that sounds interesting, then maybe do the old subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we got a new video. Go to locationrebel.com/hi, where we have a free 6-day course all about how to get started as a freelance writer. There were probably too many calls to action in this particular video. I told you to go check out Freelancer's Friend. I told you to go check out the Academy. I told you to go check out the blog post with all the formulas and everything. And I told you to get on our email list. And I told you to subscribe. So that's like 6 calls to action. That's like YouTube 101 fail. But at the same time, I think all of those things will be useful. So if you really want to dig into this and take it seriously, go do all of those things. And I'll see you on the next video. And if you don't want to do any of them, then that's cool too. YouTube's a big place. There's a lot of other people out there. If you don't like me, there's probably someone you will like, so go find them. But I appreciate being here. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.